going to begin moving through the Yang 64 posture form. Today we'll be looking at ready position and rising posture. You always start feet together. Begin with a little bow. Begin to sink. Sink down the right leg. Left leg scoots out. Push into the right leg, come up and over. And settle yourself down, sink down into both legs now. Stay here for a couple breaths. Check your posture. Tuck the tailbone under, straighten the spine, pull the ears over the shoulder, suspend yourself from the crown, bend the knees, sink evenly into the feet. This is ready position. From here, we just push into the feet, lift the hands out in front, extending out through the fingertips. Exhale, begin to sink back down and drop the hands. That's rising position. Again, you just push through the feet, begin to rise, lift the hands straight out in front, drop, let the hands float back down. So from the side, as I push, I just let the hands float up straight out in front of the shoulders, and then let the hands sink down as I begin to sink. So I'll do it once more from the front, and then I'll do it from the back. Yang 64 posture, Tai Chi form. We bow. Sink down the right leg, left leg slides, steps out. Push into the right leg, come up and over. Sink down into both legs. Take a couple of breaths here to correct your posture. And then we begin rising posture. Inhale up and down. From the back, it looks like this. You should be able to follow along with me now. Feet together, we bow. Sink down the right leg, left leg slides out. All the weight is still on the right foot. We push into the right leg, come up and over. Sink down into the middle. Get everything set up, straighten the spine, tuck the tailbone, bend the knees, pull the ears over the shoulders, suspend the crown, and we push, rising posture up and down. One more time. Bow. Sink down the right leg. Left foot slides out. Push, come up and over. Sink down both legs. Get yourself set up. Rising posture. Lift the hands up and out. And now down. Okay? You can practice this as much as you want. You cannot do this rising posture enough. Feeling this open, expansive feeling as you rise up, and then letting everything sink back down to the ground, loading up in the feet, and then coming out again. Everything we do in Tai Chi is this, and so the more you do this now with this easy posture, the more you'll be able to feel it later. So we'll start at the beginning of the form. Feet together. We bow. We sink. Left leg slides out. Push, come up and over. Sink down into the center. Set up your posture. Ready position. And then rising posture. After rising posture, your left foot is going to rotate on the heel in about 45 degrees. You're still down in the ground. Feel your weight down in the right foot. You push into the right foot and turn over to the right as the right hand lifts. Now my weight is over the back left leg. I begin to tuck the left hand underneath and I sink down and forward. So after rising posture, left foot tucks in, right hand begins to lift into a ward-off position to the right as I lift the right toes, and then I sink down and forward into the right foot. I rise up the right leg, turning now back to the front, can see I pivoted on my back toe. I came up the right leg. I step the left foot out. I sink down and forward until this foot gets on the ground. So now my feet are 90 degrees away from each other. So I need to pivot my back hip. I pivot the hip, lifting the left hand, dropping the right hand. Now I'm facing the front again in a ward-off left position. From rising posture, tuck the left foot in, lift the right hand, turn to the right, sink down to the right. This is now in the hold the ball position. I turn to the left, rising up the right leg, step the left foot out, sink down until the foot lands on the ground, and then pivot the back hip, lifting the left hand, dropping the right hand, ward off left. I'm now facing straight back forward. One more time from this angle. Left foot in, turn to the right, ward off right, sink down, hold the ball. Turn to the left, step out with the left, sink down. My knees are tracking over the toes, and I need to pivot my back hip in, so I pivot on the heel of the back foot, ward off, landing on the front foot. My weight ends on the front foot in a ward off left position. From the back, after rising position, or rising posture, pivot the left foot in. Ward off to the right. Sink down, hold the ball. Rise up the right leg, pivoting to the left, step the left foot out, sink down, and then turning the back foot in, I lift the left hand, ward off left. One more time. Pivot the left foot in, lift, right hand, ward off, sink down, hold the ball. I'm in the right foot. I rise up the right foot, turn, step the left foot out, sink down, and now turn the hips, pivoting the back foot on the heel, ward off left, ending facing the way I began. Let's try it from the beginning, facing away. We bow. Sink, rise up, and sink down in the middle. Set up your posture. Rising posture. Left foot tucks in. Rise up. Right hand lifts. Ward off right. Sink down to hold the ball. Pivot. Step the left foot out. Sink down till the foot just hits the ground. Connecting through the left foot, we pivot the back foot, ward off left. One more time. Bow. Sink. Rise. Sink into both feet. Set up your ready position. Checking all the postural points. Rising posture. Turn the left foot in. Open to the right, ward off right, sink down. Turn, step out with the left foot, pivot, ward off left. All right, practice that posture till you can get just it, then put it back into the beginning of the form with the rising posture and try to get all the way through it. Thank you.